Hello, welcome to the show.
I'm running back and forth and getting some stuff done, so I'll be in and out today, guys. Are in good hands, though.
Yeah.
And with that, I say hi, everybody out there. I love you guys, even the ones that are listening.
We gotta get our other camera up. I forgot all about the other camera. Anywho, thanks for joining. I'm now working this morning a little bit, just a little bit. A little roughed up around the edges right now. Get something to eat. All right. Let's see if I can get my ugly mug to be a little clearer. Let's see here. There we go. And come on now, turn on. We got her. All right. Adjust the mic. All right. Okay, we're all set. All right. So how's everybody doing today? Oh, we're a little on the cockeyed side. There we go. Just got done setting up one of the two solar lights I did the other day. Got one set up on the outside of the porch for the girls for a promotion. Added to the spotlight that we already have, but something extra for the girls. Dang, mosquitoes coming out early. Little buggers. So how's everybody doing? Let's see here. Title says spring one on me. See what you guys got. Like she said, she'll be back and forth. What type of solar lights are you looking for, Betty? I don't even know what I just did with the box that I had.
Hey guys, want to see how the tie-dye shirt
Hey, yeah, come here. Check out the tie-dye shirt. There you go. There's the tie-dye shirt.
This is the front of it. Yeah, it's the front. And here's the back.
There you go. Don't move yet. You didn't get as many colors on the back, but it's still pink and purple and green and a little bit of white. Kind of faded real light.
I was going for a multicolored sunset, but that didn't turn out.
Next time.
Maybe. Where's the name?
It faded out.
Oh.
It was just not. Your name is right there. But you'll have to show it now.
Oh.
But yeah, her name turned out real light, but it still worked the way she wanted it to. It's reversed, and so when you see it, it's reversed. But if you put it in the mirror, you can read it. Pretty tricky. Hey, Camel Carl. Stinker. See it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, hey. You got a. You need to say like a thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Oop, there's Monty saying hi.
Hi, Monty.
We'll go ahead. I'm going to post a link in the chat. Everybody's more than welcome to join today. We're going to be setting a tent up and doing a couple of other things too. in about an hour or so. Time comes back or so from getting laundry and doing what she's doing. I want to come back, and I got to take off. And today I'm doing I'm just filleting I'm cutting up a fillet shank and getting it vacuum sealed and ready for freezing and strips for different meals and whatnot. Hey, Larkin. Good afternoon. And yep, they just got back from the store. Got a new spatula, another wooden spatula with a silicone. Nice little cup to it. Maybe not a cup. I thought it was cupped, but it's not cupped. But it's still nice.
It's more of a fin. One of those.
Fins to it's pretty good. So you can get it nice and little nooky crannies.
It's one of those thin ones.
Yep.
It goes from thick to thin. Thin spatula.
Now you gotta wash it. Get out for that. You know better than that. Yeah, you're a shark. Baby shark.
Oh, did you show him your shirt? Came out good. Did you tell him what you're going to do on it? You decided what you're going to do? You're going to paint your name?
Well, you know she has to.
Yeah, I see it. So how's everybody doing today? Working,
We're all just having a good time in here.
Bonnie, I know you're here.
Link go in here.
Dawn, Hobbit, if you're listening.
There you go.
Everybody else.
Everybody wants to shine on. Come on and join us.
I think we're going to go camping again here real soon, even if it's just backyard camping.
Yep, we're going to be getting that ready too. So we might actually check you out there. I don't know. Did you check this out?
I just took them out. And
she wants to set 10 up again. We got 5 more days of beautiful sunshine. So
I want to enjoy it. I want us to get the most of it. And Raina is raring to bust into that survival science kit.
Yes, I
am. So, and we want to do that for her. We want to make sure that happens.
I kind of like the idea of the mattress to the tent.
Oh, you like that idea, did you?
Yes. One of my mattress to go to the tent. I like that.
But you're going to be doing some
see what works.
Too. We'll see what works. Yep. Electric blanket wash. We will wish you luck.
If you see,
is there a crackle? I'm sorry. Maybe our signal out here today. Oh, there's honey. Or it could be the bread that I'm messing with right now.
Or it could be me just clapping my hands.
It could be a variety of things. So sorry.
Crackle? Oh!
Crackling in the ears.
Yes. Actually, shipwreck. You should know that sound, young man. It was a loaf of bread.
Crackle, crackle.
Just getting a couple slices out for her to make a bologna sandwich.
Now.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Good to hear. Good to hear. See, you knew what that crackle was. Annoying, but you knew what that crackle was.
Say it's okay.
You're tired. I understand. I get it. You're tired.
You've worked all day.
Worked all day. You're tired of hearing the crackling.
It's called selective hearing at some point.
Ready to get your order done, take a nap, rejuvenate.
Getting the spatula right out of the...
Run after the kids and do it all over again.
Here, put the stuff away.
That included the wife, too. I mean, got to chase her, too.
It's a bot sound. Are we broken?
Yeah, we can refresh.
We'll do that. We'll absolutely do that. Give us
Just got our service renewed, so we know we're on good service. Now,
it doesn't mean
our
signal is though.
I will be right back.
We're going
to refresh. All right.
Closed mountain fell.
Did I push it too hard?
You pushed
I'm
it too hard.
sorry.
I gotta get it put away.
Well, I had to be in the limelight.
Yeah, well. Is that better, guys? Can you
How
hear
does
us
it
better?
sound now? If not, I can. Well, we can do a complete refresh. But I just refreshed the page. Okay.
All right. Well, sorry about that, folks. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about today?
Listen to that.
I'm gonna make special mentions. I think. Is that okay?
Special mentions on what?
Oh, whatever. You can keep blocking me. I can leave.
I don't want
Is that called photo bombing or something?
center the camera.
I don't need to be center of the camera. I'm leaning on the thing.
Turn like almost
Hey, so good news. I woke up this morning and
Hey, guess
I
what?
had popped my hip sometime during the night, and he's just gonna
Keep messing
it
with
up.
it. There we go. Look at that.
All right,
Look
is
at
that
the
better?
beautiful couple.
and at some point I popped my hip in the middle of the night, and that there allowed my lower back to pop back into place. And I'm not pinching anything today.
Easy,
I can move.
easy.
And I don't have a headache anymore. Well, I got a little bit of one, but
Yeah, well,
I voluntarily
leave
signed up
for a
for
little
that. I signed up for that one.
that's cool. Heck yeah.
So you guys, something was brought to my attention. And I'm as guilty as everybody else is doing this.
Green leaves or your leaves already turning?
No, the green leaves are falling up there. That,
Green leaves
that
are
happened to
already
us
2 years ago? I
2
think
years ago.
yeah.
In the following season,
Right in August. We were
the
like,
following
what the heck is
season,
going on?
we about
And then we got
I want to
rust.
say about an 8th, maybe a 6th of our trees were dead. They never came back.
And never came back.
So I believe there's something to that, Carl. I don't know what kind of wise tale there is around the leaves falling before they change colors, but there's something going on.
There's something to
So
it.
anyway, let me address this real quick. So it was brought to my attention that, and we all do it, I think, to some extent, where we tell people go research it. All right, I'm guilty of that. I tell people that
Yep.
too. And
too.
sometimes I forget to say, ask if you need directions, right?
Links or anything.
Because I'm also of a mind that, like, when you first start out researching stuff, you don't always know where to look. And, it's on us as a community to help people that are waking up, that are coming into this, and that are just finding it out. It is our job. And if we're going to call ourselves family, it's our job to help uplift each other and to help people navigate this terrain, right? Because some of us are good at it and some of us are new to it. And so yeah, I'm guilty of saying that, and I apologize because while I encourage you to do your own research on things, if you need help finding direction, don't forget it's okay to ask, and we'll help you. You guys know, I will go do some research, grab some links, and I will post links for you guys to help you in whatever direction you're trying to figure stuff out. And I am good at that. And so there's not a lot of ways I can help people. Like, I can't help anybody financially. There's nobody in the pocket I can help. There's none of that. But what I can do is this. Right? I can do this. I can get up here and I can talk about this stuff and I can encourage all of you. And if you see somebody asking questions, it may not be that you're bumping us all around.
All right.
It may not be that the person is being a smart aleck. It may just be that they genuinely don't know and they're just coming into this stuff. And we have to build each other up. And part of how we do that is say, hey, go check out so-and-so on this platform. Or, oh, I've got a link. I can't post it here, but let me see if I can get somebody that can post it. You guys are welcome. You guys know we're mods in a lot of places. And we do kind of take that serious. We're doing a job that somebody's asking us to do. It's voluntary. We don't get paid for it. Nope. But I do know that sometimes those chat rooms and stuff can get out of hand. And a lot of times I do this, and now I can't see anything. I can see a lot of stuff off in the distance. I can't see anything.
It's nothing but a
Within
blur.
20 to 30 feet of myself, I can see nothing. And when I do that, I usually am to the point where Jeff has to take over. And there's two of us. So that's why you can see us a lot of places. Because, we take turns with that stuff.
That's so true, Morgan.
And we have to. Because it gets frustrating. And I am a bit of a hothead. My husband is much more down to earth, grounded, rooted, balanced than I am. Than I've ever been. So, yeah, every book ever published. That's right. And the Library of Congress is open to the public. You can go on their website. You can go to the website and
Feel
look up
free to
books.
sign up. I mean,
I actually downloaded The Last President,
they're not going to nick
the Baron's Underground Adventures.
Yep.
Which is the one that was written back in the 17 or 1800s by
1896 or no 7.
And I got those on the laptop for reading, because I figured I wanted some reading material on the laptop for those
1798
days. You can find copies of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution at the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress is a wonderful site, and there are colleges. There are some of these college libraries that are open to some extent to the public for you to read, and which university was that? And I gave it to my nephew because he's in college prep classes, and I took a lot of college prep classes. But I was also I was at that college level in high school. So for me, I wish I'd had access to a university library because wow, right? If you have questions, there are no silly questions. The only silly question there is the one that you don't ask. So we'll never treat you like you're stupid because we don't believe in that.
Nope.
Everybody's got to start somewhere. And if you don't know where to start, it can be just as confusing as being down the rabbit hole for 20 years. There's no shame in that. There's just, the search for knowledge.
We do agree with the people out there that state that, they're making money off of the situations that are going on. That's been going on for years. Any site that I've ever seen, ever since the internet started, it's always been around $14.95 a month. And you get to download any of their information that they've already done because they have done the research. You can't, it's a 50-50 on some things. You've got to really have discernment between the people you're following. But sometimes, even just for 1 month, to get the PDFs, to download them to your own computer, you don't have to pay again another month, because now those PDFs are yours. There's a lot of information, once again, even we have to go research and find it. There's stuff that we have found, forgotten the addresses,
and then you go look it up
gone, and then had to look up, and it takes forever to get there. But
because a lot of times you're following
it just takes time.
The proverbial breadcrumb.
Yep.
To get to the source docs. And FBI Vault, that's another place, man. It's gigantic, but if you're really about looking for the truth, that's a place to start. And you'll pick up names, and you'll pick up ideas, and you'll pick up numbers, and you'll have something to go search other sites on. Look, they hide a lot of stuff in plain sight. Working, Betty gave you some really good advice. I saw that you said thank you. So let me put something onto that. If you're using Google and you're scared to go, because you can type into a Google browser, DuckDuckGo, and it'll pull it up. You do not necessarily have to download it to use it. Okay, you can go to their site and pop it into their little search tab, and it'll pull up things. So you can use it that way. You don't have to download it in order to be able to use that browser. And the other thing about it is if you're going to search for real information and for the roots of stuff, and you feel like you want to know how long it's been going on, then when you do your searches, you go into the filters, right? You know how you can filter a search? there's usually dots or a little arrow or something, and that's your filters.
Filter.
Put in there information before 2017. For some reason, that was a key turning point, and when they started hiding a lot of things. So you guys know. So if you start doing research like that, you're going to find more things. You're going to find, and don't forget. I mean, don't be mad if you don't find it either. Don't be mad at somebody if you don't find it and the links are broken or what have you. You got to look in other places. That means because they take down a lot of truth too.
For you.
Yeah, and
be able to help you.
I'll scour. I don't do dark web. I will not do dark web.
No.
Don't ask me to. I'm sorry. That is
Used to
outside
do
of my
that.
lines.
Not anymore.
I don't color outside those lines. It is beautiful. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Monty. Hi, Camo. Everybody else I haven't said hi to yet. Hi, everyone.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful out there.
But I just wanted to cover that. And you guys are great here. I love all of you because you guys are all individual vaults of information. And none of you mind sharing with each other. And I think that is probably the most beautiful thing.
Yep.
So, hey, Farmer Son.
Hey.
I think, when we see these other chat rooms, and I know some of them are really big and they're really hard to follow, you guys.
Yeah, when you get thousands of people, it's hard to follow.
But
it really is.
The thing that makes you feel like you belong is that somebody has said hi to you, started a conversation with you, or you asked a question and somebody saw it and reached out and answered it. Even if they didn't have a great answer for it, they tried. And so,
okay.
Dang it. Well, Monty, will you come up? You want to come up and
yeah.
Come on, you guys, come on up. We've never had the Brady Bunch. Nobody's ever, not that many people have come up.
Nice. You don't have to. Like I said,
come on up. Let's have a conversation.
Show your face. Anyhow, yeah.
It's a bad internet day. I think so. There's been a lot of stuff going on with the internet lately, guys. That's another one of those makes you go,
Really good last night after about midnight. And all of a sudden, when I woke up,
yeah, we were crystal clear last night.
We were on YouTube and
Dr. Sigmund Freud. Is that a Freudian slip, Monty?
Hang on. Hello?
Hello? I said, did you hear me? I said, is that a Freudian slip?
I don't know. It's one of those slips. What did I just hit now? Oh my gosh.
I don't have anything running else on here. But
Stop pushing buttons. Stop pushing buttons. Just stop right now. You're going to have to kick it if you push any more buttons.
Here, let me change that name.
So we may set up the tent and get a fire going and set and just screen the fire again. You guys like that last time, I think? Everybody needs a campfire in their life.
All that.
There you go.
Are we still choppy?
That's better.
Okay.
That's a lot better.
Excellent.
I don't know what that's all about. But okay.
Oh, cool. Crazy redhead.
Oh,
hey, that lady's my sister.
I thought I'd try like somebody else and just change the name up. That's all I could come up with in a quick minute. I'm like, okay, he's Freud.
Incognito.
Yeah.
Okay, so next time it'll have to be like redheaded stepchild or something, right?
I didn't even bother grabbing my webcam thing.
What'd you guys just do a while ago and it was coming in clear?
I don't know. We reloaded the page.
She got up. We'll open up the front door. My house is all metal.
You want me to open the front door up again?
My phone's in the window.
I will open the front door if you will come to my house and battle the mosquitoes.
See, sometimes I find on my
podcast
y'all too.
Know it's if
we know.
Yeah,
we know.
Just
if I cut the cams, sometimes that helps. I don't know if that helps with you guys, but depending on who jumps on, because I've noticed a couple of people if they're on with their phones, that if everybody just switches to avatar, that kind of seems to help at times. But for me, it's just what do you call it? playing around just to see whatever works, and if it
Let's
works,
see what makes
whatever
it
else.
Yeah.
run better.
We try to at least keep
Because,
one face up for everybody.
Like you said, it's buffering.
I'm not
It's
exactly
video.
Yeah.
a friendly face, but
Videos.
But I love it.
Yes, you
Everybody.
are. It's the smile,
Ornery.
you know.
That's right.
It is. I've worn makeup in like a couple of years because I don't go to work and everything. I'm like, this is great.
Right?
And I don't care. I'm not gonna get all prettied up and get on here and whatever. This is me. If you
Yeah.
don't like it,
you guys, so I got a
That's how you do. Oh, Gumby here.
the
What's
local
the
little
news?
jewelry store today. Can you guys hear me?
why are we
She does,
whispering?
because she does good. That's what Raina wants
Okay.
for her 10th, and she does them for the price of the earrings.
Nice. Yeah, I hear you. I'm getting this kind of going. Like, what else can I do? I gotta out. Winter's coming,
Right.
and I'm not gonna go to work with that thingy. Even though I really believe that's gonna be gone in a couple of weeks. But still, I'll just sit back and hang on for the ride, man. Because I'm after just listening to another podcast, and it's like, yep, I'm at peace right now. I'm waiting. Everybody else has got their own viewpoints and their own way
I'm
of.
so at peace. I
Yeah,
just,
it's like
you
okay,
know,
the waiting game. The waiting game. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I'd say too when we get on here, I'm like, man, I have like zero fear about this. I have such a calm inside me, and it's like our whole little group is like that. Like everybody's pretty chill. They're all pretty
Relax.
mellow,
Yeah. It's
and
nice.
and I love it, man. And
Yeah.
then we just sit here and exchange information and stuff all day. And it's like we talk recipes and we talk herbal remedies and like all the good stuff in life, right?
Food.
Hey, Miss
Food,
Bonnie.
I don't know, it always turns to food. I still haven't gotten recipes from anybody for our community cookbook.
Changes audience.
Oh yeah, I got into a
Right.
real learning how to do bread and cookies bread and buns and stuff. I've always baked cakes and cookies. I'm like, okay, if something happens I can't get bread, I need to learn how to do bread. So that was an adventure. 'Cause
Did you like it?
I'm never bothered. Oh yeah,
Put
that's the
yourself a
thing
grain
too.
mill and
You
all
make
of
it
it?
and you gotta eat it all.
Oh, I know, because homemade bread, right? I mean, like, it's so delicious. How?
Mhm.
Oh my lord! I know, I'm with you, girl.
Medium.
You make 5 loaves of bread, and it'll last us like 3 days. It's just so good. Is it hot up there? Really?
Oh,
Are you
that's why I was laughing,
okay?
going, see, I'm matching my hair again for a few minutes.
Awesome shit. Thank you.
What's that, Molly?
Are you okay? Come on,
Me?
Red. Pull it together.
Well, yeah, it's
For
do the hair
rescue
and match
crew.
the face, right? So I'm gonna
Well,
be glad when this is
Betty,
where
you know
I'm
how to
thinking with
get it.
all this other stuff. I'm like, I hope this ends when all this is coming too. Is that where I am? Because I'm telling you, it's like double, triple fold now for the last month. I'm like, okay, we're getting there. Come on. Oh, I don't know how many other ladies out there get this bad like I do, but tell ya, that's where I kind of find out
You're-
it's the
you're-
Kundalini thing too,
Yeah,
right?
it's only beneficial in the wintertime, right? And not
That's
to
why I used to
us.
love walking
only to
outside in the cold.
partner, right? Yeah. The cats have been cuddling up to me the last couple of nights, and I'm like, oh god, I'm so hot. Get away from me.
Mm,
But
yeah,
they've been
my
so
male likes to
clingy.
do that.
They're so
Actually,
clingy to me
our
right now.
Last 2.5 weeks, the cats have been super, super clean. Want to be inside all the time. The dog too, right
Actually,
up our butts.
yeah, my
Something's
male
going
has
on
been
with
kind of
the-
iffy.
You know something's
The
happening.
residents. It's
Yeah, like myself,
human
I
resonance
find the
keeps
energy's
bouncing
been
up,
going
spiking up.
way up there.
last.
Yeah. I think
last
everybody
Monday?
feels it.
Some notice it, some don't because
Probably
they don't realize how they're getting affected, kind
What's
of
going
thing.
on.
But there was a day last Monday where I just lost my shit over something stupid. I literally just went in the house and just
I got on
It's me.
here. Oh, we had a great podcast planned, and I got on here the one day, and him and Raina took off to the store, and I got on here, and I was talking about something with homeschooling or something, and I ended up bawling, like just breaking down. Like I got so angry, I just cried, and was like, everybody dealt with me. They still come back. I love you guys having my back.
Yep.
that was like me when I started and I popped onto Prepping 101 show. And I think it took me 2 months to even get the nerve to go on there. But after listening to them for 2 months, sorry?
he doesn't hardly let anybody come up and talk anymore, or like only certain people. And
it's really
sometimes you can't even talk in chat. It's weird, man. I think they get to like a certain point of bigness and something happens to them.
Yeah, they've kind of taken a different route and whatever, which is fine. Everybody seems to have their own little information or whatever it is to put out there, which is good. I mean, there's so many people that sprouted from that show kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a lot to get on there and go, thank you guys. I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. You know, I was losing my shit because then I found out my daughter got this, lose my shit all over again. And there's nobody for me to talk to. So that helped me immensely in the beginning of the year kind of thing, right? Had all the information and whatever else. But yeah, now it's the waiting games. Like, I know it's coming after all those other stupid FFs and stupid dates and whatever. Now the plan's starting to all out of make sense with the gematria and all that. I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's just like, hurry up. Get it over with already, man.
Hey, so what do you guys think? Chip, welcome. Monty?
Howdy, Chip.
Hey, what's up? I'm here to say anything that was going to be choppy today. Can you hear me?
Kinda. You're a little broken.
Red is froze. Shipwreck is choppy, and I don't know. I'm just sitting over here. Being Slim Shady.
You sound great.
Bring dead like
Monty,
Jim
you
Brady.
have the floor.
You sound like you're sitting right next to us, talking and chatting with us.
That sounded normal a little bit, Jeff.
Woohoo!
Yeah. We probably need to take it outside or something.
Red froze.
Betty, I think a lot of people are getting that, where they just can't sit in some of these chat rooms and talk to people anymore, and people start seeking out a different means of community.
There goes Red.
I think that's happening a lot. I don't know, Monty, what you're feeling? You make the circuits. Do you kind of feel like that sometimes, where you don't feel comfortable talking in certain situations anymore?
Just depends on the mood I'm in.
Fair enough. By you, Ship?
I'm thinking. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, you're still choppy. It's like you're, I don't know.
It's okay.
I mean,
we'll
if
make
you
it
sound
out.
choppy too. We might have to, I don't know. It's
My robo is pretty up to date.
I don't know. I think, yeah, we need to go and speak our mind now, because if we don't, we'll make her regret it later.
Yeah. Well.
But at the same time, like y'all said earlier, there is, I have found a little more peace recently than a year ago, especially. But I don't even think that's coming from my preparedness. I mean, some of it is, but I think it just comes from the realization that we have every reason to be confident and fearless, because there are so many of us who believe the same thing. I don't see anybody on the other side except that little group of people who learn everything, and that's it. There's millions of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There are. I mean, they're not just us. They're out there. Just
gotta find them.
Find them. That's the thing. It's hard finding us.
They'll find us when it gets serious enough. We interrupt their day to day. Then people have really come alive. Anyway, pulling to the house with no more choppy shipwreck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be much of a shipwreck if I was all clean cut all the time. You know?
I'm glad to get how you come up though.
I'll be in the chat corner. I'll holler at y'all later.
Sounds good. Have a great day, man.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I want to address something real quick. Bonnie and Deplorable Chicken Hand. Bonnie's right, man. We all have a voice, and we do need to communicate. And I think that need for communication drives us to certain places. And you're right, Gigi. Everything, like, I mean, there so many connections were made from one show and all these other branch outs and things. And we all kind of have our own little way of doing stuff, right? And, like, For us, I think, man, I love Travis. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But all I know is that the energy in that room is not for me that late at night anymore. And so if I'm going to be on, I want to be somewhere I'm comfortable. And like, I love hanging out with you. I saw you the very first time I saw you was over on Prepping 101.
Me?
And I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to talk to her. You.
Oh.
You.
See, it's funny, and I didn't even know, like, didn't realize that people that I'm connecting with and having here know me from there, because I know some of the names, but it's been so long. And then when people, it's like, oh, I know you. It's like, oh, wow, really? And then I go, do you remember me with the silly hat and the mustache and the beard? That was the best fun. It was so much fun.
Like, I know, like, Deplorable Chickenhead, man, she has got a great sense of humor, right? I mean, I love her humor, and I've seen her in a lot of chat rooms. And then here lately, I don't see her like anywhere except when she comes on here, she's still comfortable chatting. And I love that about you, Deplorable. I think people a lot of it gets mistranslated. And since I have a really dry sense of humor, I get it. And I'll sit here and I'll be laughing my butt off, but nobody else gets it. And they're taking it like it's an attack. And everybody's got the hairs up on their neck. It's like perpetual, right? It's like, it stays there, and it's like, my God, man, you guys got to get out of that. Not everything's that, you know, like,
and that's where I think a lot of the negative, it's all of a sudden just like it's
like permeating some of the.
Like, I didn't think you'd get this much drama. And then I'm thinking, well, yeah, the more you think about it, with this many people and these bigger sites with thousands and thousands, and then the misconstruing and this and take it this way, that way. I mean, I learned so much in my first 2 weeks, and I deleted it all, whatever, started again kind of thing, because I'm like, okay, that's whatever. Plus, I found out I can only keep 50 hours at a time, unless I, of course, want to pay them more. I'm like, yeah, no.
Right.
But I learned some, and even myself, I'm like, all of a sudden, certain names, even in mine, I'm like, what happened here? What did I miss? What did I do? Because all of a sudden, I get different.
I don't think you did anything.
Well, there's a couple of people that I know have a different viewpoint because of the way.
And they get uncomfortable when we discuss it. And they get uncomfortable when we have those discussions.
That is the point we're getting at right there.
You have to be
open-minded. You're allowed to think it for free.
That's what I love about coming over there at night. If you guys don't know, that's a shameless plug for Gigi's show at night. She comes on after Liberty Warrior.
I told her.
Anybody has her channel, post it. Yeah, she's awesome.
Heather and I had our discussion on that.
And it's funny.
I make a lot of them people uncomfortable too, Gigi, and they don't like. It's like, oh, Jeff and Heather are calling, and then it's like, oh, Jeff and Heather are calling. Like, crap, what are they gonna say?
Yeah, we can see,
you know, and I know it, man. I get it. It's okay. I know people don't. I've been used to that my whole life, right? I mean, I know that all of us at some point have gone through that, right?
Bullying beyond, yep.
And it's
this is a box.
Right on.
Some people come this far out. Heather and I. Oh,
we ripped the lid off, man.
So when we say certain things, it does make people go, huh?
Like the discussion that we had last night.
I don't know if I like you.
No. That was a great discussion.
It's okay.
Eminem.
I enjoyed that discussion immensely. I know, right? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
But hey, it's like what? He's got dual personality going.
But you know, there's gonna be people who caught some of that discussion that we had last night about all that stuff. And I know I risk people demonizing me for that, right? For my viewpoints on that. And it's like, and I try to keep it real, like mellow and midway, but like my thing has always been this: if they lie to us about one thing, what makes you think they haven't lied to us about all the other things as well, right? So, and that means all of it. And I always tell people on here, and not everybody likes those kind of conversations, and that's okay. But if they want to talk about any of those topics, I'm open for discussion. I'm always, let's have a conversation. right?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
may not agree with you, but I'm not going to put you down for your viewpoint. I'm going to ask you to show me how you got there. Maybe I'll see it the same way. You never know, right? Because I've
Yeah.
done enough research. I've done enough looking into things on my own, and I have a very good sense of discernment, like who I want to be around, and there are places that I'm getting where I don't want to be there anymore, and it's not anything about them. It's more about my own personal growth, right, and where I'm at on my path. And I think
Mine
people,
too. Yep.
I think people are doing that naturally, but I think they don't realize that that's what they're doing, and all they can do is what they know, which is what we know is how to say so and so did this, and kind of like cast a little shade on something, or cast a little blame on something, because it helps to alleviate that ego portion of ourselves.
Yeah,
And
we gotta let go of this ego crap.
Right. I know. And I try to tell
We all
people
go
that,
learn
but
to agree and
they take
disagree.
that like
with
I'm
it. Yeah.
personally affronting them.
And it's hard for
I'm not personally. I
yeah.
don't personally attack anybody like in that manner, but I just ask them to please take another look. Like, look at it this way if you can. Right.
Yeah. Because I've gone back.
Right, Betty.
When my
Stop
first
beating a dead
when
horse.
my first week went down, and the two big issues that happened on 2 different days that happened, whatever, and then I watched kind of the effects, whatever, I really took like a step back kind of thing, going, okay, I've got to learn to be more tough. It's my channel, my say, whatever. I got to learn to, because I have no problem with freedom of speech, whatever. And I have to think about, where do I want to go? I don't want to get sucked into this route. You guys are all doing that route. And then I have to kind of clarify sometimes when people are coming on, because they're all bringing their information. And I'm like, that's not what I'm about. Everybody else has got all that. I don't want it. I don't want it repeated a million fucking times. The same stuff that I've read, that I've listened to.
Everybody here knows that information. Let's have a discussion about something that matters. Right?
And so I kind of feel like when I first started out, that it got certain fires going, that, hey, we need to tone certain things down. We need to learn to take it because when you get a lot of people on the panel, it's very easy to have one talk and this talk. Because I noticed someone yesterday thought it was too much. Oh no!
I am so talky, and look, Monty, God bless his heart. He puts up with me all the time, and he comes up here and look at him. He's sitting there, muted, just listening. But he knows that if we have to reload the page, and he'll sit there and he'll take over and he'll do his thing. And I love you, Monty. I appreciate you. Just so you know that, man. Right? But I mean, and that's what. And I'm a talker. Like, I'll talk over it. If I have an idea, I'm afraid I'm going to lose it if I don't get it out. And I'm one of those people. And I try to rein myself in, like I've been trying to do, like the finger thing, right? But then when you get to me, and then I'm like, shit, what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say.
I've been called a scatterbrain many times because, like, you're all over the place. I'm like, I know. I start on this subject, I go to here, and I go to here, and all of a sudden 10 minutes later, it's like, oh yeah,
that's kind of researchers.
You must have been a chipmunk in your former life.
Do you know what? When I went to Florida to Walt Disney World when I was 18 with my mom, I ended up having to come home with Chip and Dale, the little chipmunks and stuff things. Those are my things I had to, and I only had one at first. I'm on the bus. I was like, you get pick whatever. I'm like, so I pick one. I'm on the bus, whatever. I'm like, well, I can't have one with the other. So I'm going in front of the bus. I'm like, I'll be right back. And I literally flew back into the store, grabbed it, and come back on. And then we left. I was like, I had to have both.
Wait. Listen,
Chip without Dale and Dale without Chip, right?
I gotta say something real quick. Bonnie and Monty, you are not just decorations. We love you guys. We really do.
I love Bonnie.
I know Bonnie is amazing, and and so is Monty.
He's adorable.
But you guys are way more patient, a little bit more grounded than some of us out here in Scatter World.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no. Well,
I just know I'm good to talk, and I thought, well, do I have the nerve to start a podcast and just yap? And then when Shane started talking to me about stuff, whatever, and he started talking, I'm like, oh, this is good. And then when I started my live podcast, I was like, I got to sit here and talk to myself. There's nobody beside me. It's okay, so how do I? Somebody come up and talk with me. This is weird. I don't like being by myself. I gotta have somebody to talk to. It's like, but although I've got other ideas where I want to go, okay, I want to have certain subjects. I want to start out a program with, let's talk and whatever else, but maybe I should do that on the side and have, videos for people to kind of look at for subjects and keep just the talking thing or having fun or balderdash or whatever comes, right? But
Yeah.
We kind of do like an all-in-one here. Yeah, I don't know deplorable
you
what
swatting
that was
at?
about, but Monty's pretty good.
Wasps.
Go ahead, Monty. I'm sorry.
What are you doing sitting out there with wasps?
Oh, we just finally found the wasp nest. I knew there was
Don't
something
swing
wrong.
at them.
and-
That just makes them even more mad.
Oh no, it's batter up. I kill him, man. I should see him bounce off a wall.
Good night. So,
Hey, you see
Deplorable
it there.
Chicken Hen, who was calling me out in chat?
Huh? Calling you out in chat.
She
What?
couldn't remember. She said, I thought.
So she couldn't figure that out.
Yeah. You're all good,
Must
man.
have been one of,
Oh,
must have been one of
okay.
those that I didn't see. Must have been
The
one of those I
mods
didn't see the
and-
chat
Morning, Nathan.
while I was up on panel.
So Deplorable
know.
Chicken, we're talking about the mods. You're back again, are you?
Some of these other
Mods
hey,
on
Gigi,
which
blow
show?
on him. Like Huff. Like
Yeah.
no, seriously, there's something in the scent glands in your mouth that wasps don't like. If you huff
But I
on
just
them,
wanna
not
get
just
rid of it.
blow.
I just want to get rid of it and kill them. Because they're
Goodness.
trying to come back right now too, right? Looking for what was there and trying to rebuild. So it was like, okay, and Hubby's
Slim
been
Shady
spraying
redid
it
like
again
Jim
too.
Brady. I'm an M80.
Deplorable. You know what I call them kind of people? Those are cover your ears, darling. Cover your ears. I see you. Cover your ears. I call them people secret shit stirrers. They'll come in and they'll drop a blase little thing, and it'll be a knock against somebody, and they'll get other
Just
people
enough.
riled
Get
up
riled
just
up and then
enough
they
to
leave.
start that spark, right? They're the Pharaoh rod. Those are secret shit stirrers. All right, you're good. That's what I call them.
Hello there. How are you?
Hello.
I'm not gonna
Having a good day?
speak. No.
Well,
What are you up to today?
She's talking to you, kid. Get up
Come
here.
on.
I don't know what I'm gonna do today.
What are we doing?
No, you got all day to do something, right? What are you doing?
There you go.
What do you do
Betty,
for
that doesn't
a
sound
hobby?
Betty, that doesn't
Oh.
sound like remote.
I like the game.
Oh, what games do you like?
Eating is not a hobby.
Oh,
Hobby. Hobbies like crafts and art
swimming.
and
She loves
Hobby is
swimming.
she does like to swim. Loves to swim.
Good stuff.
And fish.
Good
I
exercise.
also love the game.
Okay.
Loves the game, loves
My
to
son likes the
swim,
game
loves to
too.
swing on a tire.
But he's 31. And he's still gaming.
Well, she's got
Until we were in
a
about
little
my
survival
40s.
science kit. So we're going to go backyard camping again, which is basically setting up the tent in the driveway and clamping, right?
Nice. Nice.
And then she's going to get to do
Yeah, we're
her
gonna take it out.
entire
and, actually,
survival
matter of fact,
science kit with the solar oven and the
Plug this
compass and what else is it? Water filter.
plug
Awesome.
And
my phone
warmer.
plug back in.
Nice. That's great. I know I kept thinking about putting my tent in the backyard too, just for something different because didn't get to go
Oh,
camping. this
deplorable.
year,
I
which
know
is
who
a
you're
bummer,
talking
but-
about now.
I don't know, Betty.
Oh, there's a Nathan. I think I've seen
Yeah,
you too.
Camo, we were doing that for a while
Betty.
too.
All right. Plug
Well, I
in.
have to take off
Yeah, yeah,
because
you're fine.
Hub's going to be coming home soon
Oh.
and all that. And I got to go clean the pool bugs. Because he wants to go in. I'm like, you're
Well,
gonna
have
in
a
today?
great day. Are you coming on
You too?
tonight?
Back and forth. We might
Oh, yeah.
stay on
Oh, yeah. I'll be.
a little
It,
bit.
it's like Sunday night. I messed up Sunday night because I forgot Monday was a holiday. So that's why I wasn't on Sunday night. It's like, oh, yeah, right. He's not going to bed early. I'm like, oh, okay. I took a whole day off. But else, I plan to be doing it every night. Unless something comes up, I'm here. I got nothing better to do. Watch Liberty. And I usually have it going, like open my StreamYard to see if anybody's coming on before he's finished, just to chit chat. So if you guys are bored, whatever, come check me. I usually leave the link and I usually kind of go, I'm here, keeping an eye out in case anybody wants to come
Yeah.
chit chat before it's done.
We try to
Because I don't want
catch
to kind of overlap too, right? I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers on this
right.
person,
I
that
know.
person, whatever.
Well,
So,
you know, a bunch of shows popped up all in like the same time slot, and I think
Yep.
a lot of people weren't sure where they were at or where they wanted to be at, and then some of this stuff keeps happening on some of these other shows, and people are not happy with that. You. I think sometimes it's put forward as an open faced discussion, and I think a lot of people really do not know how to take that. They really don't, and
people also need
I
to
don't
learn
know,
to have a discussion, but don't have it go on for forever. Like Mrs. that sat on somebody's show for how long and caused such a ruckus. I wasn't there, but I went back and I was just, wow.
Did you watch it? See, I didn't go back and watch it. I didn't want to.
On
I don't
what?
like to.
Yeah. All I know is that don't come in my room. Holy.
Yeah.
And then I went behind and I found out why, and the whole because I didn't know these other people of where they came from, and the whole not.
See, and that's all their high school drama.
Went, wow.
We're not in high school anymore.
That's the same. Like, I don't want nothing to do with this.
Look, I didn't do drama in high school, except for choir and I think
I want
we did
drama.
this, I
I'll
did
start
the
talking
school
back
play
to the
like 2
family.
years.
I
But
got one
I
thing
never
to
did
add.
drama in high school, and I want to do it now.
Yep. Nope.
I sure dig those redheads.
Whoa, wait, what?
Matthew McConaughey, Dazed and Confused. I sure dig those redheads.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, redheads are some of my favorite people too.
Me
No, I'm
too.
not saying-
matches it too. So
Hang on. Betty, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying that. You're part of our group. No matter where,
Yep.
no matter what chat.
everybody's a part of my
And
group. I don't care
deplorable,
who
yes,
comes on. You're all
seen-
more than welcome. Yep.
I've seen Remote and Diana get into it, and I've been seeing them get into it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I
Well,
know
and
myself
it's-
personally. I'm going to tick off people on my podcast. I'm going to say some things,
I think
whether it
we
be about
already do.
religion or science, and it's like, you don't like it, then well, sorry. Have a good night. That's all you can do. You know, we got to learn how to respect each
love
other's
Remote.
opinions.
I really
Yeah.
do, but I can't help that I have a different opinion, and I can't help that I mean, listen, I've done that deep research on the Bible, on the other religions. I've laid them over top and seen the overlays of the stories, and I could break all that down, but I'm not trying to belittle anyone's faith, because faith
No,
in
exactly.
this point is really important. But I do
Very.
worry about the people who put their faith in a doctrine. And like Dreamweaver was saying last night, man, he summed it up so really great. But I think that that's going to make other people look at him a little bit,
Differently. Yep.
you know, how they look at us, right? And I mean, I'm
Right.
used to being looked at that way. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I have one particular
but-
person that I've always known for many. Oh, jeepers! I think I've known this person for like 25 years, anyways. And I can't open him. He's gone right down that route. And I went to talk to him a couple months ago because of whatever was going on. And it's like, oh, you're still stuck on that same certain line and whatever. It's like, oh, so I sent an email the other day going, well, maybe when, say, 700 people come out of a witness protection program, when that happens, maybe then you might want to come talk to me. Else, leave you alone. God bless. Let's keep going. Have to be. Spread the love. Keep on going.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do, right?
Yep.
And
Girl, you got great
sad.
parents.
Hey, we try.
Yep.
We do. We try. And you know, like I was telling you last night, I don't think I've ever said that on air before about how I was raised, and I mean, I've been down some really dark paths myself, so I had to find my way into the light again, you know.
Yep.
Not anything sick and satanic or anything, nothing like that, but I've been in some really dark places in my life, and because of that, I'm more confident in who I am now, and I'm more confident in what I've learned and what I've, even when I teach her, I'm very careful. And I told my husband that from the very beginning, like, these are my roles. Our child, if we have one, will be homeschooled. Our child, if we have them, will not be brainwashed by a religious dogma in somebody else's words. And those were my two rules. And yeah, faith is
She's
important.
going to be so much
but-
smarter by the time she's 17, 18, when she's supposed to be graduated, whatever. Yep.
Y'all want to watch something
Go
interesting?
girl.
Watch
Go girl.
watch.
Okay.
It's
I'm
something-
sorry. I'm doing it again. I got to go, Monty. I got to go. Jeff and
Bye
Heather.
bye.
Youngin. Because he's like, yeah, I'm like, I'm doing it again. I'm yapping. See?
We'll see you tonight. Go
Can't
clean
shut
your
you.
pool, and then she wants to come swim.
Yes, I would love to.
For sure. Maybe by next year, we can all go across the borders. That'd be so nice.
That would be epic,
Okay.
wouldn't it?
Oh,
All right, bye, honey. Have a
Bye.
great
Take
day.
care, everybody.
Maybe next time you're on, I want to tell you what games I like to play.
All right. That's a date. Okay? Ciao.
Okay.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Go ahead, Monty.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I got a question. What's AWT? The show.
AWT, I think,
Yep.
is it's all Betty, help me out. It's her channel for that she does for the veterans. All workmen's thoughts, I want to say. I'm not saying it right. I know I'm not. It's not hitting my tongue right. It's in my head, but I can't remember it. Betty, please post that, and that way people can actually get out there and have that. You gonna ditch me? You ditching me now, kid?
Yeah.
Well, the tent's out there. If you want to go, make sure Dad's out there with you before you start pulling stuff out. Airborne Woodman Thoughts. I knew it was something really cool. I just couldn't remember it. That's what AWT stands for.
Ah, right on. I didn't know.
And
I hadn't-
it's for
I've never seen
veterans.
it.
Other people can show up, but it's for veterans. It's a support group. It's really cool.
Right.
Betty,
I
if you have
understand.
a link, you are always welcome to post that here.
I understand.
Matter of
That's
fact,
that's cool. I didn't know they
Jeff
had
changed
that.
my banner.
I was just reading chat.
Yeah. We have awesome chat. You guys are so awesome.
I want to show
I
you
love
my
that you're
face.
here. Oh, Raina would like to show you guys something.
my pajama pants. Let me turn them over. Who does that look like?
That's Nightmare Before
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Yep.
She likes that one.
And these are one of my favorite pants because they're very baggy like. And
That's
if you
awesome.
all know, I love baggy clothes.
Well, we know now. They all know now, too, that she loves baggy clothes. Because you can move around better in them.
So does my mom. My mom loves baggy. Don't you, Mom?
Yes, I do. I enjoy baggy clothes. You are correct.
Baggy is the best type of clothing.
Yeah, the wrenches. If you want a wrench on here, you guys are welcome to have it. I do ask my mods to kind of try to keep the chat clean in case we do get somebody over here just dropping F-bombs left and right or something that just pops on to cause trouble. But really, thank you. She's adorable. I think so, but I'm her mom, right? So
One thing with having with modding everybody on your channel, then you're guaranteed no one's gonna get hidden or timed out or anything.
yeah, I
but-
think we've almost got everybody modded. If you guys want a wrench and you don't have one, you're welcome to have one. And, just don't get us taken down. That's all I ask. We'd like to be a place where you guys all come and sit and take a break during the day. A little bit of mental stress relief, right? We try.
But I've also seen it to where there's some that's not modded in a channel where most of them are, and I don't know.
I've seen
I
it
don't
work
know.
out both ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's on whoever, I like to let you guys do have your wrenches and, share out your links and your information with each other, because it just makes it easier if you guys are sharing that with each other. And then I can go back on YouTube later and look at the chat and grab some of those links for myself. So it helps me. Helps me too.
You talk with people all the way to Holland and in the Netherlands, Betty? That's cool. I miss Blue Moon.
Huh. That's weird.
Deplorable. I think I was there that one morning when you accidentally hit someone.
Hey, Miss Blue. Good to have you guys here. So Camo Caro was talking about spirit animals or totem animals earlier. I can't remember which one he said, but so when Nathan said about his hawk passing, that kind of hit me in a little spot. That's why I want to paint him. And Nathan, I still want to talk to you about that, even for just a few minutes, if you can spare me a couple minutes someday before I start painting it. But I can see it in my head already. I can see the painting in my head. So I was thinking about, we talked about we're going to go set up the camp again, and we're going to, have the campfire. Maybe we'll come back on tonight and just provide a campfire for you guys that want it. And then I think I'm going to paint outside. I think I'm going to do, because we're supposed to have a couple of really nice days. And if we do, I can paint plein air. That would be awesome, because painting in natural sunlight's way better than painting in manufactured light. Right on, you guys. Go ahead, Monty. What would you like to talk about today, sir? I know you have a wealth of information.
No, I'm just over here listening. I don't know. I don't always have to talk. Trust me. I'm just sitting here, just listening, reading chat, kicking back, relaxing.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I know. I love our chat over here, don't you? They're awesome.
The what? You
guys are all awesome. And even the people that just sit and listen and aren't even interacting with chat, you guys rock.
No.
And I hope that, I know that some days I go off the rails and I'm all scatterbrained and squirrel all this, and I'll talk for a long time. And then other days I'm just like, what do I do next? But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support too. And I hope that some days some nugget of truth falls out of my lips that helps somebody. And that's the best I can do right now to help people. So I'm trying. Yeah, I can help you. What is it, Deplorable? Oh, go ahead, Monty. You're silly.
I'm just curious. Am I pronouncing that right when it says the meal on? Is it meal on tour?
I think so.
That's cool,
so.
Teaching each other Dutch and English. Yeah.
That is awesome.
See on my
every Wednesday at 2. Meal on tour.
My mom's
Betty,
side.
do you have a link for that?
My mom's side would be maternal, right?
What's that?
My mom's side would be maternal, right?
Yes, sir.
And father's side's paternal. Okay. On my maternal grandmother, there was Black Dutch and Dutch in her bloodline. And so Dutch is one of the very few ones I have not even learned, not even hi or bye or anything in that language. So,
Sprechen die Deutsch?
That's German.
Well, let me tell you, if you have a little bit of familiarity with German, it will help you with Dutch. And if you have a little bit of familiarity with Spanish, it will help you with Dutch.
Belgium is the one that's crossed between both of them, right?
I think so. Well, Polish kind of is too, man. Polish is one of those. But you got a lot of those. A lot of those countries in that area have a real. It's a guttural. Like the sounds are sometimes very guttural. I don't think Dutch is guttural. But I do know it's out there. But maybe you can help me with this, Monty. Deplorable wants to know how to get rid of her email. I would just start a new one. I've got other emails out there that still exist. I don't know how to shut them down. I've started new ones because they just get out of control.
Yeah, you just go into your Google account and start a new one. Or is she wanting to start Google? Hang on. Is she wanting
to start? How do I get rid of my email to start a new one? I just want one just for you guys. Thank you.
Is she wanting another YouTube account?
I don't know.
Because then you could just go into Google, start a new account, and then go from there. And then, but it's real easy in this app because if you're in chat, you can click back out and still listen to you guys. And I was able to start a couple accounts.
I still remember all the cuss words in Spanish. No, not all of them. But a lot of them.
So do I.
Mel on tour. Meal on tour.
Just
channel.
A new email account. You just go into your Google. Okay. You probably do have Google since. Well, I don't know if. Deplorable. Do you come up on panels and talk? I mean, like, do you go into StreamYard and restream? Do you have Google Chrome? Is what I'm wondering. Because you just go over to the side and click on the Google account, and you can go in and set up a new email that way. Oh, it could never.
Yeah, I think you can just go start up a new email. You're probably gonna have to use a different name because that email address will already be taken. But I don't really necessarily know how to shut one down. I just know how to. I know you can just create a new one though. Just do it like you're adding an account, and then you create the new account.
Yeah.
Like on Yahoo. Always go to your, I think they would be pretty similar.
You can always go to your spam or your junk folder and empty it out.
That's true, Camo. You know what? I can say I love you in 8 languages because I felt like that was the most important thing to learn in all 8 of those languages. And so that's the one thing I remembered.
I'm not familiar with Yahoo. Yahoo
Mail. Yahoo Mail used to be, it's quite similar to Google. Does Yahoo still have account? I mean, it should still be the same thing. There should be a way to add an email account and then go in and just create the email account that you want to add. And then you can make that your primary, your new one, you know.
My first one was hotmail.com.
That's up to you, Deplorable. I don't think there's really that much difference between Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail. I really don't see that much difference in any of them.
Hotmail's not really around anymore. Google is one of your most popular ones because everybody has to have a Gmail account to
business
like
online.
Phones or tablets or it's more versatile.
Well, then probably Gmail is going to be your most versatile one. Okay. Yeah, Bonnie even says Gmail. So just open Google and when you open Google and it pops up the big white page with the search bar and stuff, up in the right-hand corner, it's going to have Gmail. And if you're logged in on that computer or that phone or whatever into another email, it's going to pull up your existing one. And then you need to find where it says to add an account or connect an account. and then you're going to create a new one to do that. I think that's how that all works.
Oh,
No,
I do have.
no, it's not an
I
app.
do,
It's just your
no,
browser.
it
Google. It's just tied into the Google browser, so it makes it really easily
yes.
accessible.
All Google is tied in together, but mostly you can go into your Google Chrome app and go to settings and then into your account, or to set up a new account. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I do have one
Don.
bit of information. I forgot.
Okay.
So a couple hours ago on Good Morning America this morning, guess what the approval rating was on Potato Head?
Go ahead.
30%. Disapproval rating 60%. I want to know, where's the other 10%? But anyway,
They're us, the people that they didn't, the people that they didn't check with.
60% of people nationwide disapprove of Potato Head. So the disapproval rating, I think that's one of the things the other people have been waiting on for the country for that number to get up there.
Move
Who
forward.
knows?
Is that what you're thinking?
Huh?
For it to move forward? Hey, Bonnie. Hi, Ship.
I don't know. I've heard numbers like 81%. So that was in the beginning of disapproval, or people
Try one
waking
more
up.
Talk to me.
Now everybody's silent.
I can hear Bonnie.
I just got done talking.
I know. You're doing good. No, last night was too weird.
Last night was too weird.
Shane is a mess. It's
Try one more time, Ship.
Shane had already had
a few.
Well, Shane's a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we're broke into like two sections in our brain. There's our philosophical side, and then there's our party animal side. And those two sides have to coexist in one being. And trust me, it's not easy. I'm a Sag too.
My youngest daughter is. Yep.
But I wouldn't trade it for a Scorpio. Just picking money.
I have 2 Scorpio sons.
Oh, bless your heart, woman.
Yeah.
I hear Scorpio women are actually a lot more how do I say this in a really nice way? I hear Scorpio women are a lot more emotional than the Scorpio men.
It's funny how the women and men are so different under those signs. Well, kind of.
It's kind of funny how some of that all sets in, and some of it doesn't apply at all, but there are like key factors that do apply. Isn't that weird? I think there are more things on this earth that we don't know about than meets the eye, for sure.
But I am textbook Cancer, and then I have one son that is Cancer also, and we are so alike.
That's cool. I only had one other Sagittarius in my entire family, and that was my great grandpa, the one I told the story about the other day. And I didn't get to know him as well as I wanted to before he passed. He passed when I was little. So, hey, Chip, I hear you, man.
Is it better now?
Awesome. 5x5.
Is it better now, or is it just?
No,
can
you're
you hear
perfect,
better
man.
now?
It's great.
It's that damn headset that I had on. That's what it is. It's my Bluetooth headset. And I also figured out that the little microphone on this phone is on the bottom. And the reason I kept cutting out the last few times is because I kept putting my finger on the bottom. I thought it was on the side. It was on the bottom. So I've got an important question for you, Heather.
Oh, boy.
I bought my daughter. I was up at Tractor Supply like a couple of weeks ago, and for $5 they had a little seed starter kit. It had basil, parsley, and chives. It was like $5. It came with the seeds, the pot, everything. So I just scooped it up. You know, $5.
Little
You can't beat it.
terrariums. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So she had them started. They were going, and the dog knocked them off the table. So they went kapow on the ground, and they're pretty much just ruined now because the dog ate the damn chives. But so anyway, is it too late in the season? It was already, I know, pushing it, but I'm down in Alabama, so is it too late in the season if I were to just get another kit to start over and possibly have some herbs?
Honey, the beautiful thing about herbs is she can grow them inside on a windowsill, on a southern-facing windowsill, to get the most sunlight. She can grow them indoor, and you'll have fresh herbs right there in the kitchen.
Or in the
So those little kits, they are invaluable. Yeah, or in your garage, or just you're gonna want to keep them probably in the house on a southern-facing window or in a garage, somewhere sheltered from the cold, from the night cold. You know, because with seedlings and even small plants and certain large plants, if it drops below a certain degree, they'll die. So even this late in the season, though, you can still grow your herbs and stuff indoors. I know a lot of people that grow herbs all winter long here in Ohio, indoors in their kitchen window. So
okay, cool. I figured it would probably be good. It doesn't normally get cold here till like after Christmas, you know. So it's usually Christmas and it's like 75 degrees outside.
Yeah, but what are your nights like? What are your nights like? Because
right
nights
now
will start
it's
dropping
getting
in
dark.
the fall too.
Oh, I got you. It's I mean, it's really not gonna get cold at night here, even till about probably around Halloween, maybe mid-November. It's a little different every year, but that's usually about the time.
It sounds like your weather's like ours. Yeah, like night is usually in the 50s, low 50s or something like that. That's kind of how our weather is too.
Y'all make me jealous.
Hey, my older brother lives in Hawaii, man. He's got it all year round. He always sends us a Christmas card laying in a hammock with shorts on. Pisses me off every
Right
time.
on. Right on.
In Texas, I know the last part of January, spring starts to set in there. Everything starts to bloom, and I'm like, oh. I was in Dallas, Fort Worth back in '99, and I seen it do that the last week or two of January. I was like, what is this? This is awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bonnie.
I'm sorry. Usually,
you're fine, honey.
Our winter is January and February. It usually, I don't know, that I guess that was the year. A lot of times we have really mild winters where we'll only have maybe a week, the whole winter long of freezing temperatures, and that's sporadic. That's not all in a row. But since the weather's decided to do this Mother Nature on hormones thing, we don't know what's going to happen this year.
Yeah. Well,
Bonnie, aren't you in Tennessee?
Texas.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You guys, everybody talks about greenhouses, and I just was making mention of that because Betty just asked me if I have my ginger growing yet. I really do want to grow ginger, and I know I can do it inside. However, having said that, my house has one little tiny south-facing window, and it'll have more eventually, but it doesn't have them right now, and I can't grow anything over winter in my house. So we do have a greenhouse that we got a while back, and I told you guys what happened last winter. The storm blew it over, cracked the frame. But my greenhouse plastic is still in great condition and all that, and we're going to try and get that up and running this year because I want to be able to grow citrus here in Ohio. I want to be able to grow year round in my greenhouse and control that with like the geothermal. So we've looked into a lot of the different ways of that. We will be doing videos on that once we can finally get the tractor up there without having to worry about mudslide or the hill sliding down or anything like that. So we have to wait for it to dry out a little bit because we've had so much rain. Hey, Robert. But like, if you guys want to grow stuff in your house and you have a southern facing window, or you're brand new to it and you're not sure what you can do, get you one of them old fashioned strawberry planters, right? The clay pot ones, and you soak the pot, and then you can plant herbs all around that. You don't just have to use it for strawberries. I've seen people use it for tomatoes and all kinds of stuff, and you can get like a nice little healthy vegetable salad garden going on right there in one jug. You just gotta hi a little bit. Hi, darling.
Hey.
Hello.
Y'all see how pretty I can be?
Yeah, what are you doing? She is gorgeous.
Hi, sweetie.
I made her all by myself. Can you tell?
She's gorgeous.
Bet that was painful.
Were you the one growing the herbs for your dad?
No, it was the older one.
The older
She
one?
is 9 and she is 2.
Awesome. Well, now's the time to get them started liking to plant stuff. Get them one of them little see-through. You can get those little see-through ones that stick on the window, and you can plant carrots and stuff down in them, and the kids can watch them grow through the glass or through the plexiglass on it.
That's a really awesome idea. I'm definitely going to find some of those. That's an awesome idea.
You might be able to find them at the Tractor Supply, because usually I see them down at our Tractor Supply, and I assume we're probably both in rural type areas, so they probably have a lot of similar products, so yeah, check it out there, because usually you can find a nice little kit there somewhere for that. And you can build them yourself too, man.
I'm going to try to find some for sure. That's an awesome idea. They love stuff like that.
Yeah, heck yeah. And beans, like you can do the beans in the milk cartons, like you remember you did when you were a kid in school. All that kind of stuff, man. That's all good stuff, right? For them. I got a book I picked up at the thrift store. You guys know about me and my books in the thrift store. But it's called Growing Up Green. And that's what I started with. I started reading that book. I got it for Raina, but I started reading it so I could understand like what were the teaching processes. And it's all about helping the kids to grow, learn how to grow things on their own, and learn how to harvest and learn how to put up, and just learning those life skills, right? But in a fun way. So Growing Up Green. Let me hold on one second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Money and Bonnie.
Deplorable. Yes, I seen what you were saying. Scotty Martin. Is he the one with the curl?
Yes, Scotty Martin.
Yeah.
The man with mysterious curl.
I've seen a few videos of him, and at first I was like trying to figure out who he was, and then finally I seen it on Telegram or someone put 2 and 2 together on who he was, and then it made a lot more perfect sense of what riddles he was talking about.
I was passing by the thrift store today. I was still on my route. I was like, damn it, when I get off work today, I'm going in there and finding me some books. And I just forgot all about it till you said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to eventually get in there, though, because I bet you in my area especially, I bet you they've got a huge book section, and probably nobody picks through it. They probably just give them to me, for real.
Yeah, and a lot of places actually will. If you just go, or if you walk up there with a stack of books and you're like, hey, can I get these at $5 for $1? Most of them are like, yeah, here, how about we just call that $2 or $3 and you take them all with you. A lot of them are really good like that. You just gotta go and talk to them.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it up there eventually when I can remember. And I swear, when I get off work, I'm in just like a mad dash to make it to the house. I have such a weird schedule that I start. We get up there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we finish up at about 1 in the afternoon. So it feels like you're working 2 different days because it feels like a totally different day when you go in, when you get off. But I have road rage like something serious when I leave there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, is right.
I thought road rage was a coastal thing.
No.
Well, I'm an hour from the coast, so I qualify.
It's bad here. And
It's real
people
bad
get
in
shot.
Jersey.
Oh, it's horrible
Yeah.
in Jersey. Those suckers will drive up the side. Holy dude.
You can't second
I had
guess
a guy
yourself
attack
or
me one
anything
time
from a
when I lived in
stoplight. If you're
Jersey.
gonna go, you mash on the gas and you go.
I
It's
had
bad
a
in
man,
Jersey.
and I'm in a pickup truck, and this man in this little sports car, something, I'm sure it cost a fortune. He's in the middle of, I don't know if y'all know Austin, but it's like 35, it's Loop 1, Mopac. It's a 4-lane highway. He stopped right in front of us. So much traffic, we couldn't move over, and was doing all the nice little sign language stuff at us because he had come onto the expressway off ramp and cut into us, and we had to slam on the brakes not to hit him. But he was the one that was mad. It was crazy.
I've been.
That's
to
nuts,
Austin.
man. I don't get why they don't teach defensive driving skills. Like I
It
remember
wouldn't even
as a
matter. That was just pure anger. We hadn't done anything, and that's what I'm saying. People are just crazy.
They've given
Well,
you a
that's
California
true.
hello.
Yeah, and if I had, well, I don't know how that would have turned out then, but I don't know.
You know where Abbott Laboratories is?
Abbott
Where what?
Laboratories,
Yeah, pharmaceutical.
is that in Austin?
Yeah, it's on the outskirts. I want to say, if I can remember right, this back in 98, 99 also. I did so many different jobs back then. I want to say it's to the southwest, outside of town.
I was gonna say it's probably on 360.
Or west. Yeah, possibly. I remember stopping inside of Boston right there on the outskirts, more in, and stopped there at a little burrito place, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
What you
those
got
little
there,
hole in
Chef?
the wall,
Ooh, it's
Yeah,
trapped.
little
Austin's
hole
different.
in the wall Mexican foods are good. Sorry.
Dyeing my traps. Getting ready.
Yeah, that road rage stuff ain't no joke. I mean, kudos
Hey, I got
to
something.
all the people out there driving and stuff. Because
I found something really cool. So I'm new to the whole GoPro thing. I just bought a GoPro a couple of months ago whenever I did my tower climb video. And I've been looking around at different mounts, trying to figure out some cool angles and stuff. I found a dog harness GoPro mount. You can mount your GoPro to the top of the dog on his back shoulders, looking over his ears, or you can mount it to his belly, seeing what they dig at and what they're eating at and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of like a cool little angle to throw on my trapping videos this year.
Adventures
Awesome.
with Negan.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Monty, you gave me
Yeah.
something to look up that so like that Abbott Pharmaceuticals would be Governor Abbott.
No.
Perhaps. No?
No?
Well, I don't know where they got their name. He
Well,
might be
I'm
tied
gonna
in
have to
with,
dig into that one.
but Abbott Laboratories is what it is. It's a pharmaceutical place where they make pills and other medicine. I did another pharmaceutical place up in New Jersey, and wow, that was crazy up there. Crazy driving. I didn't drive. My buddy did. I'm too much of a Midwestern city driver, I guess. I'm not no Eastern
Yeah,
city
I don't.
driver.
The last city I drove in was Atlantic City, and that was more than 20 years ago. And I can't city drive anymore ever. I won't do it anymore. I can drive around the tiny little towns that I live in at midnight and without like, freezing up or anything like that. But I don't drive in the city at all anymore. If we have to go to the city for something, my husband's driving, and chances are I'm not even in the car because I don't like the city and I don't want to be in the city. And if it resembles a concrete jungle in any way, shape, or form, I probably don't want to be there, and I won't go there for any reason.
I'm the same way. It's 2-lane roads everywhere here. I mean, we got one road that's a 4-lane where you have 2 lanes on one side, then a median, then another 2 lanes. But that's the most restrictions.
We got
Yeah,
the
that's
same.
too. I couldn't
Hey,
live.
Bonnie.
I couldn't live around that. I mean, I did before in my youth. I didn't have no problems with it. And stuff changed in my life, and stuff happened, and now it's like, well, my husband needed me to drive him into the city one time, and actually, that was the last city I was in Canton, Akron, when I drove my husband to see his stepmom right after his dad passed away. And that's the last time I've ever drove in the city. And he tried to keep me on all the back roads that he could because I don't trust city traffic. I don't trust the drivers. A lot of them are just lunatics with no kind of defensive driving skills whatsoever. And they get enraged, just like Bonnie said. And I have no kind of patience for any of that anymore. And
Yep.
I won't do it. I just don't do it. There's nothing in a big city that I need that I can't find another way to get to, or find another way to get it. There's nothing.
Busiest road I've ever
Nothing.
been on was in Hawaii. They have the H1. It's a freeway. There's 5 lanes of traffic going one way and 5 lanes of traffic going the other way, and they're right next to each other. I about lost my freaking mind. I mean, it is crazy.
I drove up 95 in a box truck. From Florida to New Jersey by myself. And I only drove at night though, because I knew it would cut down the traffic. But still, traffic was still horrendous. But I couldn't imagine trying to be on that in the daytime, right? So I would park and sleep in the day and drive at night.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I drive the box truck, so I feel you on that. That's rough.
I got no love for driving in traffic flow on any of that. I don't like driving on the highway anymore. I used to be a highway driver like nobody's business. I thought at one point in my life I was going to be a truck driver because I liked it. I enjoyed it. But then you have to go into the cities to drop stuff off, and I was like, no. There's something in me. There's something in me that even when I lived in all these other states in my youth, right, I would live in places that were off of the big city. Like I would find my place wherever I found it would always be away from the major parts of the cities. And I just don't think I'm made for that kind of stuff, right? I guess that's
I'm
just
not.
how
I like to be a happy person.
Yeah, right. There's whittling it right down to what the base core of it is.
Only way I could do it is if I listened to Limp Bizkit everywhere I went. I could survive through it then.
Limp Bizkit.
I grew up in the city, and that's where I learned to drive, so I don't mind it. But we only go to the city when we absolutely have to. As soon as we got out of there, now I would never live in a city again. We're fixing to have to move my mother into the city, so I'm going to have to go visit her, and most of my family is there also. But
wow,
there was
you feel
one
better
year,
that you've gotten out of the city, though, don't you?
Oh gosh, yes.
A little bit more peace of mind.
And now it's like, okay, now it's time to move a little further because the cities, San Antonio is coming north like crazy. And then Austin is moving west like crazy. So, you know, even though I'm 60 miles from San Antonio and I don't know, 50 Austin, whatever, they're gonna get too close. Too close for comfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does it for the
I'm
nookie.
with you.
The nookie. So
The
he
nookie.
can put it in the cookie. Carl,
Damn
you got me
auto
cracking up.
That was great.
I don't know
That's
how
great.
many miles I got underneath my belt. All I know is I've driven East Coast, West Coast, Texas, all the way to Canada. Lots
Well,
and
you
lots
used
of
to-
times to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you used to drive all the time, didn't you? Are you still a driver, right?
Nah, not so much anymore, no.
No.
I could not do long distance driving. The longest distance I drive on my route is 15 minutes into the country and 15 minutes back into my little city. And just doing, and I even do that in the morning. It still puts me to sleep. I mean, it's terrible.
I've left Pleasanton before pulling a 16-foot bumper trailer and with a Suburban. And this is back when they didn't get very good gas mileage. This is late 90s. We left there and we drove all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio in 15 and a half hours. So
The farthest north I've been is Kentucky.
for real?
Yeah. And I know that sounds crazy to people.
No, not really. I mean, I haven't been westward. I went east first, and I thought I'd go west later, and then I ended up having kids, and it didn't work out. And you know, I'll tell you, I still think that there are certain states that nothing good comes out of.
The furthest east I've driven is probably Rhode Island. And I've driven up in Michigan, Flint, Pontiac up in there, Wisconsin, everywhere.
Monty, when you do that, do you notice an attitude, like the way people greet each other and
Oh yeah.
And-
Oh yeah.
okay, because I've heard that, and me, like Heather would probably be the same way. If we're traveling, I can go into a convenience store and my kids get so mad at me. I am talking to that clerk for an hour. It's like, because I just want to know different people, like from different areas.
Believe it or not, this is as social as you get me. I'm not real
Really?
good with people face to face. And
You
it's
gotta be
not
careful.
it's not because I don't like people. It's because I have issues that prevent me from wanting to be surrounded by other people's energy. Not knowing. So like even when I would go out to my dad's for the holidays, if he was going to have other members of the family there, he had to tell me ahead of time or I would turn around and walk out the door, because if I'm not mentally prepared to deal with X amount of people, I'm not going to do it. So, I mean, it's not that I'm not a friendly person, but if I go into a store, I'm there to conduct my business and I leave. And I know it seems
Nowadays,
completely opposite from how I am here, but here I'm safe. You know, like if you guys get pissed off or angry, I might know that you're pissed off and angry, but I'm not going to feel that. And it's not going to take my own peace away. So for me, that's I love meeting you guys, and I love talking to you guys, and I love getting to know y'all. And someday I would love for us all to be able to get together. But I'm a bird of a different feather. I really am.
I'll just say this.
Go ahead.
You want to be careful being friendly in different parts of the country, because some people like to take advantage of that niceness. Okay.
Especially Southern people. Yeah.
Well,
and it
in-
happens
in-
here too.
now in the South, you can be friendly all you want because they're friendly no matter what. Depends on now. If you go to Atlanta, that's a different story. Any real big cities. But if you go to like New York or California, especially LA, that's a different atmosphere than San Francisco. I've never been to San Diego, but I tell you what, it's just different places, different attitudes. And if they know
Yeah.
that you're like from the country or something, or a nice going person, sometimes like in New York, they'll take advantage of you.
And that happens
that's-
all over. You guys, like even the Amish, if they know you're a tourist from out of state, the price increases because you came to buy Amish-made goods. And because the Amish have a reputation for really good quality-made things. And it doesn't take away the quality of it, but trust and believe they're getting their money from you. And if you're an Ohio tourist, like if you're a tourist from the state that you're in, like we have people all over the state, we call them terrorists. Even the Amish do that. They call them terrorists too. There's the Amish, the English, and the terrorist, right? And those people will pay $1,500 for something I can do them down to like $754.
LHS, you're
If you're
correct.
white, don't even go to Hawaii.
Upstate New York is different than being downtown Manhattan and stuff. Or even,
If you're white, never plan a vacation to Hawaii. We are 14% minority over there, and they hate us. Have I told you this story before, Heather?
My goodness.
About my Hawaii. Long story short, I got jumped and robbed by 5 Samoans. I cut through the dark alley that you're never supposed to cut through. Everything there is in blocks, and I used to walk to the beach every day after I got done working with my brother. I lived there for about 2 months, and I took a shortcut. It was the wrong shortcut. These guys took my shit, kicked my ass, and they really could have killed me where we were at, and I'm just blessed they didn't. They just took my shit, kicked my ass really good, and left me alone, and I kind of carried myself back to the house. But my brother warned me about that when I got there. He said, look, if they ever start talking trash to you, you need to just leave it alone, because if you tie up with them, somebody that doesn't even know them will jump in just to make sure the white man doesn't win.
Yep.
Like, they hate us bad over there, really bad. So if you're planning a vacation, take it to Jamaica. Don't
Can't
go
really
to
blame
Hawaii.
them. I mean,
You wanna know why?
if you think about it,
the United States took Hawaii away from them.
Yeah. Well, they mean it too, man. They hate us.
Especially now with their total lockdown, from what Johnny says, and I don't know, but I'm a people person. I like people, but I don't trust anyone. Does that make sense?
that does, absolutely.
Until I get to know them and know for sure that. But that takes a long time. That's why I have friends.
You know, Bonnie, in my
friends
youth, I was a lot
40
like
years.
that. I liked meeting new people, and like that was part of my travels and stuff. I loved meeting new people and seeing new places and learning new, like, just different cultures, even around the United States. I was very fascinated with that, and I was also very naive, and that got changed for me. I'm not naive anymore. I gathered quite a bit of street smarts from that naivety. And it's changed me, not all for the better. But now I have roots, so I still feel like there's a gypsy soul in me somewhere.
You got to keep your head on a swivel and stay frosty.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, I'm going to jump out of here. My battery is about to give up on me on this phone. I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad I could speak today without being choppy.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. We love it when you come up. We do.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Monty, Bonnie, and Heather. Y'all have a nice day. Everybody in the chat,
Hey,
I'll holler at y'all next time.
Get back
Later,
in,
Shipwreck.
get back in
You
chat
too,
and drop
Ship.
your link, man. Ship's
I
got his
will do.
own channel. He has a lot of really cool stuff on it. You
Y'all
guys
later.
should go check him out.
Later.
Have a good one, Ship.
Take care.
Love you, man.
LHS, LHS, I've been up to Binghamton, Rochester, Buffalo, up in there. I've been Long Island, New York, up and around in there. Craziness.
Were you a truck driver or?
No, we went around doing mechanical rail installations in warehouses for all different kinds of companies. J.C. Penney's, Kimberly Clark, Mary
Bye,
Kay,
artist. Love you.
Estee Lauder. Frederick
I hope
Mobile,
you feel better,
auto
artist.
installations.
Sorry.
All kinds of places. I'm gonna be jumping off here too because I gotta get ready for Riddle.
Okay. Well, I'll let you guys go then, if you want.
There's still a few more minutes.
There's still a few more minutes. Oh, I got to get that tent filled. So if we go live tonight, guys, it'll probably just be us sitting hanging around a campfire again, and you're welcome to join us or not. That's up to you.
What time tonight?
I don't know. I got to go out and get the wood together and get it all started going and stuff. But we'll do that and we'll just let it up and run. And I'll try to pay attention to chat a little bit. That way, we can just, sometimes a crackling campfire is all you need, right?
Yep.
It just does something for you. Now I know it does for me. I like being out around the campfire because it just makes me feel really peaceful. So, I don't know, Monty. Whatever time we get it going, probably. See, it's been getting dark here about 8:30, so somewhere around in there Eastern time.
I don't know. Liberty's been running 3 hours.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
Depends on
I
his
may just
schedule.
call. I say I'm going to call in and take a night off. I'll probably just email Tara and say I'm going to take the night off.
Oh, there's plenty of mods over there.
Yep.
I know. Well, though, like that's the first place that we were ever trusted with a wrench, and we were trusted with it because of Tara, and so I try to do my best and follow what rules he would like his mods to follow, that kind of thing. But man, it gets harder and harder to try and cool down the hotheads, and you try to cool them down and they think you're attacking them. And it's like, whoa, back up just a minute there.
Yep.
Yes, and watching the words.
If you noticed, I haven't even hardly been commenting in the chat.
I noticed that you've withdrawn a lot from a lot of areas. So I'm thankful you still hang out with us.
I didn't quit drawing. I go and visit. I just don't write a lot in Liberty's chat.
Yeah.
It doesn't get seen anyway. So
no, it doesn't. And like I always used to try and have conversations with like everybody that nobody was talking to, and they would be like putting messages up like, can anybody even see me? That kind of stuff. And now it's just to the point where it's hard to keep up with that, and it hurts my eyes. And so I usually let Jeff take over about halfway through or 5 minutes into it.
I love
and I'm
y'all.
just like, oh, I gotta
go.
All right. Love you too, Monty. Thank you so much, hon.
Monty.
Later.
Take care.
Later, Bonnie. Later, Heather.
Bye-bye. He's such a sweetie.
He is. He's really sweet. And he has never failed to come up here and just place hold for me if I need to reload the page 15 times. And I love that about him.
Yes.
And he's not afraid to like talk to people, Just he is right. He's gotten quiet. I think a lot of us are getting to that point, right, where we are kind of withdrawing into our own little areas where we're more comfortable being who we are, right? Like, I feel blessed when you come up here and talk to me, Bonnie, because I know that it means that you feel a little bit more comfortable coming up here and talking And
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. I need you to know that because it's not always easy for me to get on here. And I'll give you guys a little, since there's not many of you left, some of you, and I used to have night terrors about a person, a specific person from my past. And my husband's sheer existence has taken many of those away from me. But this whole many years, I have stayed to myself, kept my face hidden, never posted my face on Facebook or anything like that, in fear that this man would find me and come and try to kill me. Okay. So for me to get up here every day and put my face out here scares the shit out of me. It really does. But, you know, you get to this certain point, right, where your personal scary shit doesn't outweigh the really big scary shit. And so something had to be done. And so that's kind of why we started up the channel, because part of it is overcoming our own fears and like having the courage to get up here and do this every day. And I talk a lot because it covers up what really goes on, right? In the undertow, in the other underside of that. And so like when I say I appreciate you and I appreciate your courage to come up here and talk with me, I really mean that. And I need you to understand that I really mean that, Bonnie. And for all of you guys out there, I appreciate you guys because it takes a lot for me to get up here and do this. It's exhausting to me for a mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting, but I do it because I care and because this is the only way I feel like I can even offer any kind of help. And
but in doing that, Heather, you're healing. In doing that, you're also
I'm
healing.
trying.
You don't realize it right now, but I went to a trauma course, 6 weeks trauma course, and that was the best thing I ever did. Even though I had to go into the city to do it every single day for 6 weeks, that's what made it to where I can get up here and do this with you, and then sometimes show my face.
I just wanted you to understand, like, I don't just throw that out there. I'm not just saying that because it's a catchphrase to say. I'm letting you know, like, I'm very sincere when I say I appreciate you. I don't want you to ever think that you're like a place card or a wallflower or anything like that, because you're not to me. Because it gives me strength when you come up to talk to me. It gives me, like, keep going. Don't shut off. Don't shut down. It's very easy for me to shut down completely, withdraw almost entirely from society, and live my own life without a care about anything else. And that's a self-protection mechanism that I have. And so it's very easy for me to do that. And this is the exact opposite for me. So
you can't do that.
Yeah.
We won't let you.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, when I tell you guys I love you, when I tell you I appreciate you, I really truly mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Because without you guys, I wouldn't have the courage to do this every day. There was a point where I told Jeff, like a week after we started, that I didn't want to do it anymore, and we were going to shut it down. And he encouraged me to keep going, even though we weren't getting a lot of feedback or anything. But he encouraged me to keep going. And so it was, like, you guys really, you do. You're spreading the love, just being here, just offering the support, and just a listening ear sometimes, and it means a lot. It really does. What is it, Pumpkin?
Thank you, Heather.
What? Yes.
Your dad's still questioning me.
Oh, Well, have you gone out and gotten any the kindling or anything together for the fire pit? Why don't you go do that? We'll send her out to gather firewood. You can bring some up from the ones Dad brought. Where are these? Go ahead. Do we need to let you go? Well, thank you guys in chat. I mean, I appreciate your feedback. Hi, Zach. Love you, Zach. Right on.
You're a
Yeah,
world
and
of
I'm not in this.
information that
I'm not
we
in
need.
this. What's that?
You're a world of information that we need. I mean,
Thank you.
everybody and everyone that is attracted to you. We have some amazing people in this chat that
We really
they all
do.
have. And then I can see the others who are like me that are just grasping at it because we don't know. And we're the ones that keep asking the questions. Like,
But that's great because that's how we get to help each other, right? Because like I don't know what you don't know, and we all don't know what we don't know, right? Like there are things that are out there that we'll talk about and we'll cover, and you'll be like, I've never even heard of that before. And that shouldn't make anybody feel different or lesser or anything. That should just be like, encourage more questions, because literally this is how we help each other. This is what I see as how we help each other, is to share the information and the knowledge that we have with each other. Because I think for me, the kind of personality that I am, that goes further for me, that the knowledge for me, I'll absorb it and I take it in and I'll remember a lot of that stuff. And that means something more than any amount of food I've got stocked up. Because if I don't know how to supplement that for nutrition or how to find new food or grow new food when that's gone, then I'm really going to be crap out of luck, aren't I? So for me, that's why, part of why we did this is because we wanted to share information. And you're right, Bonnie. I mean, everybody in this chat has always got something good to put into the conversation. And everybody does something a little bit different. And it could be that this one works right for you and this one works right for the next person. And we all get to share that information. And I think it's really beautiful.
And that's last
That's
night.
right.
On Gigi's, something was mentioned, and I was trying to ask the question about it. And for the life of me, I can't remember, because I was going to ask you today. So I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it.
Okay. Well, if you remember, you're welcome to ask me. That was a pretty interesting conversation over there yesterday, I thought.
Yeah, it was. That word just kept flying the whole evening, because we didn't even get to play the game, and that's what we had started doing.
Yeah, but it was still like some of those conversations. I think some of those conversations are really important, because that's the nitty gritty of it, right? It all comes down to down to whatever your security blanket is. Everybody has one. There's no shame in it. We all have one to some degree, right? We all have our faith and our belief system. And, you remember when I first started out and I was talking about, I was scared that people were going to lose their security blanket and freak out. And I was worried about those people because I have genuinely love in my heart for them. I really do.
Yes. That's
so
being human.
Yeah. And so but when you try to talk to people about it, they hear to a certain point, and then if they hear something that disagrees with them, they turn it off and they don't finish the conversation where they could have learned something new. And I've never been the kind of person to push my beliefs on somebody else or anything like that. But it gets nuts to me how these people are blindly following other people. And it's like, wait a minute, your faith doesn't Even your faith dictates that you don't follow or idolize men, right? So,
Exactly.
and almost every faith around the world has that
Yes.
in it.
And I know.
And yeah, so
I see that
it just
too.
gets, it's kind of
It's
sad to
frustrating.
me that they feel like they're so awake. Some of these people feel like they're above other people because they know certain things. And I don't like that. I don't think that any person is above another person. So what? We know different things. We have different abilities. And if we come together, we could probably build a mansion, right? Because we all have different skill sets and they all count, right? You don't dog the electrician because he's not a carpenter. That's just not how life works. You have to have all the different pieces to come together in order to grow into one big strong unit. So I don't know.
And
I guess I always I like my different point of view. I'm okay with it.
Yes. And that's when I'm watching them, I'm like, I don't believe any of it until I actually see it. And to a point, that's kind of dangerous because, you know, if something is coming, I want to be prepared. So at the same time, I'm doing that. I'm securing my home better, making sure that we are protected. But I mean, there's some things they talk about that it seems like we can't even protect against. That volume thing, that's kind of scary, but if it happens, it happens. What can we do? But and so that's, I try to not listen to the fear mongering, and as much as I love 45, I'm not depending on saving the world.
Yeah.
I am curious as to our military, but
I think we're all curious on that. I think that's going to come down to there are going to be men and women that stand up for what they signed up for, and there are going to be men and women that say, I'm just following orders. And I think we're going to see that, unfortunately, and I don't think it's going to be pretty.
right. I don't either, because I think that's where the Civil War might be, is between them. Hopefully. I mean, not hopefully, but it would keep the citizenry out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah, it does. It really does. And, you know, I mean, there are all kinds of angles to think about it. And I think that's a really good one, Bonnie. And I think it's maybe it's one of those Occam's razors, right? The simplest solution is probably the best.
Right. That we don't know and don't worry about. But I do watch Nancy Drew. She's been showing some pretty weird stuff that I'm like, and I keep sending it to my brother, and so kind of, why are you showing me this? You know, and it's like, you don't think this is odd?
I think there are definitely a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and some of it we may never know, and that's okay. Like, I'm more interested, and I've had people laugh in my face about this because of all the stuff going on right now. And I really don't have any fear, and I'm not looking for news right now. So like, I fell into that, you know, waking up in the morning, popping my eyes open, getting on, researching, looking for the latest stuff that was going on, seeing how the plan was going, all that good stuff. Right. And, I kind of lost a little bit of who I was. I got lost in it. I really did. And I think it's easy for people to get lost in information because then they can detach their emotional from it. So, and if you're not dealing with your emotional side, you're causing yourself damage. So, but to your point, like, so right now, if I decide I want to go dig on something, I'm going to go learn about the lost world of Tartaria, because that used to be on some ancient maps, the Tartars, the land of the Tartars. And I've heard a lot of conjecture, and I've seen a lot of different things about there was an entire race of these Tartarians, and that a lot of the world wars have been to destroy the rest of them. And I don't know, it sounds really interesting, and it sounds like it won't be wrapped up and involved in all the stuff that's going on right now. So I figure I'm going to start looking at like what parts of our history I can uncover that they've lied about, because I really feel like if I feel the need to get in and dive in and find some stuff, I'm gonna go back to roots, because I think all that stuff ties together sometimes. And I don't believe all the crap that's going on right now is anything more than causing a whirlwind. You know what I mean? It's like yes. Separating the wheat from the chaff. And I feel like I've already been separated. I feel like a lot of you guys have been as well. And not in a bad way, but that we've already found our container, right? Yes. Like we know the path. We know the path. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is some of the change every day, it just seems to be the same information over and over and over and over. And it's like, I don't even want it anymore. Okay, we've got that. And we can speculate all we want. None of us really know what. So,
but that's what they want you to do. They want you to speculate, and not all of it's for the right reasons. And fear motivates some people, and I think that's maybe where they were going with some of it. But living in fear is bad, man. It's
the best way to fight back is to live your life and stick with your family and do the things that nurture your home, your community. To me, it's the nurturing part. It's not the well, let's go start a battle here. And I personally can't do that. So that is not in my plan. Other people are doing an awesome job with that, and I'm grateful. More power to them. I get it. If I had to put my kids in public school, I would probably have a whole different view on that. But my granddaughter will be homeschooled here. And so
that's awesome.
That's where my concentration will be, is making sure that she gets the real every history, math. And I'm going straight back to the basics, exactly how I learned it. Not my kids, because it had already begun then, but when I was in elementary school, it was way different. And we knew how to cursive handwrite in second grade. First grade, you learned the letters, and second grade, you learned how to connect them. And that's the way it was.
Yeah. And you know, the good thing about this is, like, we've got so many teachers of different things here in our little group, Bonnie, that they've, you know, almost all of them are willing to reach out and help out with that if we ever run into trouble with the kids. And when Maria and Betty offered me that, I was humbled beyond belief, because to have that kind of help, and you know, sometimes it does get stressful. Especially when, you know, you're mom and you don't know anything because you're mom. And we tried the whole, you can call me Mrs. Partridge when I'm being your teacher. That didn't work out either, because she was like, oh, Mom.
Yeah, and it's hard to break that. But at the same time, hi, Raina, sweetheart. At the same time, it's easier to incorporate it in your normal everyday living. You know, if she's helping cook, if she's helping gather the wood, all of that stuff is showing her what it's used for, the purpose of it. You know, you don't think that you're teaching them anything, but in them doing hands-on, they are learning more than they would from a book or whatever. It's that
I agree,
basic.
because I think most children do learn better hands-on, right, than they do in a book. And that's a lot of the problem with the way the system is set up. It didn't used to be that way. You used to be able to test things out and explore and do things in school. And then they took a lot of that away from the teachers being able to do that with the kids, And
Yes.
it's that whole thing has been corrupted, I think, beyond repair. I think it needs I can't say revamped and I can't say rebuilt, because if you rebuild something, you're building it on the same foundation. It needs torn down, demolitioned. The lot needs cleared and probably blessed by a priest, and then you can build a new building and start something better.
Start you a blueprint and keep adding to it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody asked me that yesterday about if Mr. Penny was a good source of information. While it is true he is a source of information, I don't know how reliable or credible his stuff is. I know where he finds a lot of it. I know a couple of you guys have had go-ins over there on his chat, and yeah, that would be a no. Well, I'm trying to be nice and horrible. I'm hosting a show here. I'm trying to be a respectable human being here.
I love her and Chuck. They just say what they want to say.
Oh, I know. She
So
tickles me. I've always enjoyed watching Deplorable Chicken Hens conversation. Always. Right. Articles on the internet are not fact. And the thing about it is even if you guys, if you want to start doing research, and I'm saying this to a certain listener that we have, okay, you guys, but if you're interested in looking at stuff, you always have to look past whatever's been given to you, because and I'll give you an example, okay? I knew about and had read the documents pertaining to the sickness before it had been released on the world. I read and knew about the patents many years ahead of time. So I knew all this was coming, right? I didn't know when, but I knew it was coming. And I had somebody tell me one night in a chat that that I was wrong and that it had been debunked. And I said, please give me the link to show me how it was debunked. And they gave me a link. And I went over and I read this little article, and it was about 2 paragraphs. And it was some liberal who said they couldn't find it, so therefore it was debunked.
Right.
I thought, you've got to be kidding me. I've seen the documents. I looked them up on the federal registration. And it blew my mind that it was that easy for people to just stop and not dig further, right? And I thought, man, either this kid is like a kid, like that 18 years old, and I know everything in the world, can't beat me, that teenage know-it-allness, or this person really only wants to hear what they want to hear, right? You're either, it's one thing to be ignorant, to lack knowledge, but it is another thing to be stupid.
Well, even at the same time, if it's not something that you agree with, go on, scroll on. You don't need to call people out,
right? And people
and
can
start
have
conflict.
Right. And people can have differences of opinion, and we've gotten away from that. And even, I always say left wing, right wing, same bird, because it is the same bird. And people there are still people that are not awake to that. And it's like, well, how do you figure that both sides are not somehow, some way involved in the machine run, right? Um, it's tough, man. People keep talking about there's a lawsuit in the work, all these doctors. Well, let me tell you, they're still building the case because I check the World Court on a regular basis, and it's real easy to do. And when Google pulls up the World Forum, not World Economic Forum, you can look up even just the court, right? And you can go in, you can look at any docket that's been filed with the court. You can look at any case that's being heard, any case that's already been solved, and cases that have been put back for further review. And you can see all those on the docket. And I've yet to see it. And I look for it because I think it would be a great thing, but I'm hoping it's not hopium, you know? So
Yeah. And that's if
and
it is something.
A lot of,
I'm sorry. I was going to say, if it is something that someone says and you want to, hey, I wonder what that is, then you go do the research yourself and see what you find.
And, you know, I realize that there are people that don't really know how to even begin that. They don't know where to start or what to look at. And that's fine. You don't have to be afraid to ask for guidance in that. You know, you don't have to be afraid to go, hey, can you give me a link so I know where to start looking into this certain thing or that certain thing or whatever. I'm happy to do that. You guys know I will go look up links and find them and pop them into the description for you. But you guys are all pretty much right on it. I mean, an article does not make it fact. One person's opinion does not make it fact. And please, you guys don't hate me when I say this, but King James Version does not make it whole. It's called his version for a reason. And I know I get a lot of flack about that. Look, I'm not saying there's not good stuff in that doctrine, in that, you know, basic instructions before leaving Earth, right? But what I'm saying is if they've lied to you about one thing, you should, with a spirit of discernment, check out everything. Because it's been my experience with liars. If they're willing to lie about one thing, they're willing to lie about anything.
Right. Well, look how, if you go back to what people were listening to for the truth, Paul Harvey, Rush Limbaugh, and a lot of people really didn't like Rush, but he was a pretty smart man. But that's just it. So they didn't.
I'm sorry, I was chuckling at a chat message.
Right. But there wasn't any fact checkers back then, or, you know, well, let's see where he got this from, or I don't know. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah. You know, and that's what I love about this group, because you guys are you're willing to share information with each other, and at the same time, like, you're not willing to just accept bullshit because it spews from somebody's lips. And I love that, because just because somebody tells me they're one thing or another doesn't mean that they are. Now, on that note, I really don't care for Cold Beer Confessional. I don't like his style. I think what he does tears people down, and in fact probably hurts more people than not. But I also think people out there spewing BS hurt people more often than not too. But I cannot control other people's free will. I can't.
Right.
Neither can you or anybody else, right? So you can go into those chat rooms, and as Betty and Deplorable and a couple of you have already learned, when you try to wake up people on the real front of things that are going on, you're the new crazy. You're like, you're the new craziest crazy, or you're a troll, or you're this or that, because you're not telling them what they want to hear. And until people stop only listening to things they want to hear, it's not going to get better, right? So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do. Just for being who you are, for not accepting that shit. Just not accepting it. Because it's unnecessary. Yeah, I'm a plethora of useless knowledge too. Like, do you guys know why they say bless you after you sneeze? I know one of you guys does.
I saw Jeff Riddell or somebody mention that, and he said, "Don't say that."
Well, in the olden days, they believed that because they knew that when you sneezed, you were unconscious for that split second, right? That you lost consciousness. So they would bless you to keep your spirit, your soul in your body so that nothing else could come in.
I have allergies so bad I'm unconscious half my life.
But that's why they did it. That's why they still say bless you and gesundheit, and it's really people have lost where that comes from. They just do it automatically now, and they don't even know what it means. Like knock on wood, all that stuff. They just don't know, and it's like you never thought to look. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was never that person. Even when I was younger, I asked questions that would get my ass beat. Like I asked our preacher. I asked him one time, why does it say us if God's only one guy, right? And I got like a little lightweight shunned by the church for asking that, but I was only like 6 or 7. I was just trying to understand what they were teaching me, you know. And then I would ask about, well, what about dinosaurs? And well, what about, this, that, and the other? And they tell a story, and I'd ask questions, and they did not like me asking questions. But I've always been that person.
Because they didn't know the answer.
Mm-hmm. So I promised.
Most likely.
I promised that little girl on the day she was born that I would never tell her because I said so. That would never be my answer for anything. And so I broke that promise once, and that was due to birthday surprises. And she said, well, why, Mom? And I said, because I said so. Now go do it. But that was the only time, and it was because I was trying to hide a birthday present. No, Chuck, please tell me. I think I do, but please tell me, Huckleberry, what's it mean?
I think it's a bad thing.
Oh, bearer. Got it. Did you guys know that the word heathen literally meant hearth tender? And so they turned the word heathen into a bad thing. And then they turned it towards women. And I'm not saying this lightly. I've done a lot of research on this. But it was a means of subjugating women to men's rule. And I got nothing against, how normal society accepts things and whatnot. None of that affects me unless I let it. Yeah, pallbearer. I get it.
Interesting. Yep, there's things I need to start looking into that I've heard today.
Well, and when you look into the origin of a thing, you got to go way back, But like, I'll give you an example, okay? Everybody celebrates St. Patrick's Day. Does anybody know why St. Patrick himself is celebrated? I bet Chuck knows.
Probably. Or deplorable.
Yeah, or deplorable, yeah. Or Betty. Betty probably knows this one.
Betty, yes.
So St. Patrick is celebrated for driving the snakes out of Ireland.
Don like
Yeah,
me then.
let all the snakes out of Ireland, like the Pied Piper story, leading the rats out of the city, right? Very similar. But that story was concocted. It is a euphemism for him having killed off anybody who did not believe in the Catholic religion that they were instating in the country. And they did that. A lot of the witch trials were just women who knew how to heal with herbs. They weren't actual practitioners of dark crafts. They were people who knew how to use Earth's medicine to heal folks, and they helped people. And
So St. Patrick was evil.
no, it wasn't that he was evil. All right, listen, I couldn't even tell you if he truly existed. There is record of a physical man of that nature and stuff that's been plugged in, but a lot of our history is lies. And a lot of times when they do these stories, right, you weren't there, you'll never know. You can only go by what's been taught, what's been handed down over the years and all that good stuff. But they used him leading all the snakes out of Ireland as a euphemism because that was at the same time when the guy named Peter, who was I believe he was a bishop of the Catholic Church, ordered the mass murder of several accused witches, which became very, very bad, evil connotations. And witch started out with Wicca, which goes back to the heathen word, which meant hearth tender, somebody who tended the fire and the heart of the home. So what I'm asking you to do is look at the larger picture of how they took away women's rights on purpose to put the masculine-based rule into place, right?
That's what I was going to say. So that would have been every woman taking care of a home.
Now I want you to think about this, okay? And God said, we will create man in our image. And we have male and we have female. Don't come at me with 26 other letters of the alphabet because I don't care. We have male, and biological female. And if you think for an instant that we are not part of God, you would be sorely mistaken, right? Because you know that you are. You know you're a child of God. You know you're a child of the Creator. And it's part of how they've twisted it. And so when I talk about the Bible being twisted, I am not trying to take anything away from anyone. I'm just asking people to look deeper, right? Just to see maybe more. And not in a bad way, but I think the further you can see both past and future, like the bigger the picture you can put together, the more clearer the picture is going to be.
All right, real quick. Two of these. Are these the thin ones?
There's thin strips and pieces.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Beef and broccoli and rice. Mm-hmm.
Well, I had seen someone put that the God bless was, they broke it up, was be less. And
yeah.
I thought, another one I need to check into.
Words are powerful. Words. And so I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't lose too many of you here. Amen. Does that sound anywhere near Amun-Ra? Like of the Egyptian dynasties? Of the Egyptian gods? They've used that, and now everybody says it, and everybody has been lied to, and they really don't see. Normally, I will call Jesus Christ, right? You guys don't usually hear me say Jesus too often, and there's a reason for that. First off, the letter J did not exist in any language except as a sound until the 13th century, okay? That's just, Do a little bit of research on the history of calligraphy, and you'll find out some interesting little facts about letters and words that they try to fool you have been around forever. And the reason I choose to say Christ instead of Jesus is because Jesus is another form of Hail Zeus. And people don't like it when I say that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I mean, you have to pray in what way makes you comfortable to God, okay? And I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, Chuck. They have used a lot of stuff against us, and we never knew it happened. What do you want me to give you? What history on what? What did I just say, you guys? You're going to have to remind me. It comes out of my mouth and it leaves my head. I promise.
Amen. Something, I think.
Amen. Yeah, amen. Amen Ra. It's spelled a little bit differently, but they've done that a lot of places. You were waiting for that one, Betty? You knew it was in there, didn't you? Oh, you got you rock, brother.
See what Dawn's saying. Awesome. That's what I understood too. Let it be, or let it be so.
Mm-hmm. So mote it be. That's another one. Listen, some of the stuff that they have vilified and demonized is not what you think it is. And it's something, it's a key. Some of that stuff, not all of it, some of it is a key to the light, to working with that God energy that resides in each and every one of us. Okay. And they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to know that you've got the power of God on your side, right there inside of you, that it's been given to you, that it's your gift. They don't want you to know that, because then you would have equal standing with them. And they can't control you if you can stand on your own 2 feet, right? So think about that. Think about, like, everybody knows that there's some of that on.
But at the same time, being filled with the Holy Spirit, you know, or he knows your knowledge level, where you're at. He knows your heart, your mind, everything.
He knows your intention. He knows your intention better than you do. Right. And so if you're not coming from a place of love, if you're not genuinely coming from a place of love, that will be shown. People will start to see that. And I think we're starting to see that in some other places. Ooh. And I think a lot of us agree that we're seeing that in other places, and we don't really care for it. And that's okay, right?
But no matter how you say it to him, he knows the meaning, right? That we intend, I would think.
Exactly. But see, the dark side has always used words against us. And that's why there was a period in time where it was illegal. If you weren't rich, if you weren't royal, it was illegal for you to know how to read and write. It was illegal for anyone but the local bishop or Catholic priest to have a Bible. I mean, you think about that. That was pre King James Version being released.
That's
Yahshua. Yeah. Dawn's.
And isn't that when they went to drawing the fish in the sand? And then somebody said that was bad. And I was like, but I thought that's how they acknowledged other Christians.
You know, I think there are a lot of things that we may never know. But here's what I do believe. That we all have that Christ love inside of us. We all have that love inside of us. And we all can use that to unite with each other in genuine love. Look, what's his name had said it last night. What's his name? Dreamweaver. He said it last night over there on Gigi's, right? Jesus Christ did not lead with a doctrine. He did not teach from a doctrine. He wanted to be known as a teacher, right? Not an idol. And he made some very, very good points. And I know that some of them were offensive to people who We know there are people who would rather rigidly cling to something because that makes them, that's their comfort,
It's their strength.
that's their security blanket, and I'm okay with that, right? All I ever have asked is to think beyond what somebody else has told you. If the sky looks pink to me and it still looks blue to you, we may just be standing on different pieces of land. It may not have anything to do with the actual color of the sky, right? But we're both not wrong. It's just how we are perceiving it. So there you go. Well, yeah, Nathan, they've been poisoning our pineal glands and calcifying our pineal glands for like the last three decades at least, probably longer. Fluoride, chloride, it's in everything. Water,
Aluminum.
toothpaste, aluminum in the skies, and all those things calcify the pineal gland. And the pineal gland, it is the part that unlocks. When Christ says, and you will be able to do all this and more, that's what he was talking about. What? Am I tripping? No, I stopped doing that stuff a long time ago, man. Just got real bad out there.
Aluminum's in deodorants. It's also in some baking powders. Look at your baking powder before you buy it.
Baking powder is made with aluminum sulfate. Yep. But you can make your own, Bonnie. You can make your own.
Yes, I know.
I found that out and I was so tickled. I was like, yay. Oh, finger for this guy. Yeah, or one of y'all are shipping. Now I get it. But yeah, I mean, I think conversations like that are important to have, because really, when it comes down to it, that information isn't going to do anything but offer you knowledge. It's not going to help you in any other way. But when you deal with issues at the root of your heart or at the root of your emotions, you know what I mean? I think those are going to be vital in the coming days. I think being able to sit well with ourselves in silence even is going to be vital in the upcoming days that we're going to face as a race, as a human race. I think that's what it's going to be. And we're going to see atrocities that we never imagined. And we're going to see things that are going to probably darn near break us. But I think a lot of us are stronger than that. And I think when you get to a certain point with yourself, you'll sit there and it'll be like this wonderful little spot where no fear can even try to come in and touch that. And yeah, exactly. All right.
I'll jump off of here and let y'all go because I know you've gone overtime.
Yeah, we have, but it's okay because I enjoy. When we talk, it always seems to get into some really cool stuff that I want to cover, but I'm never sure how to address, and so I love talking to you. And
well, I don't let anybody rent space in my head unless I'm being paid for it. Right. I take the logo off my car from the car dealership we get it from because I will not advertise for you.
He cannot stand that.
You want me to make a payment to you, but yet you want to put your tag on my car. No, I'll charge you the same you want to charge me for my car payment a month. Put your lot on my car.
Thank you, Betty. I'll check that out. All right, you guys. We'll let Deplorable go eat. And Deplorable, we're gonna actually have we're having steaks tonight and a couple
vegetables
and
probably, I don't know if we're gonna have vegetables.
Brussels sprouts sounds good.
You know that does sound good.
I love Brussels sprouts. I get so excited.
Me too.
Oh
They're
my
good
gosh,
for
it's
you.
so good. So good. All right. Well, I love you guys
Y'all have
all. We're going on 3
love
hours
you
though,
too.
so it's time to fried catfish. We're
Oh,
coming
man.
to Chuck's house.
I'll bring my fish.
Y'all have a good day. Love you all.
All right.
See you, Bonnie.
Love and light,
Bye-bye.
you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, or maybe later tonight if we get the campfire up and going. We'll go
Maybe.
live with
It's
the
already
fire.
5 o'clock and we haven't eaten yet, so it may be tomorrow.
Hi, Hobbit. Love you, lady. Yeah, Brussels sprouts, so good.
Yeah.
All right, let me play my thing. The artisan poet made us here. Bum bum bum. I'm sorry, I should have had this all geared up and I didn't. All right, here you go.